Welcome to BAResource, guys. Welcome back to BAResource. We're going to be doing whiskey sours today with egg whites. If you've never tried a whiskey sour with egg white, do yourself a favor, give it a try. It completely changes the texture. It doesn't necessarily affect the flavor, but it makes it a much more delightful drink. What are you going to need? You're definitely going to need your shaker. You're definitely going to need a jigger. This is a measured cocktail. And we're going to be doing everything from scratch today, guys. So you can see from start to finish the entire process. So you can do this at home, in a bar, wherever the setting may be. I do recommend you make this cocktail in a coupe. It is the most sexy presentation of the whiskey sour. Gives you a lot of surface area on the top, which is your drawing board. At the end with that foam top, you can use the Angostura to draw lots of different little cocktail art things, which is my absolute favorite thing about this cocktail. The whiskey sour is kind of special to me because it is literally the cocktail that I learned that turned me from a slinging bartender who only gave a shit about money to a bartender who wants to make quality drinks, you know, pieces of art almost, something that's gonna wow somebody as soon as they receive that drink, and not to mention making it for yourself. We are gonna make our syrups from scratch as well. I mentioned that in the beginning. We'll probably make 2-3 ounces just per cocktail. We've got our nice little, what's this called? What's this called? Hot plate?
Meth cooker.
Meth cooker? It's meth cooker? It just really makes it easy for making syrups and things like that. Obviously you can just boil the water over the stove, measured mixing, and you're gonna make your syrup that way, but this is just something that makes the whole task a lot easier. So we're gonna take 2 ounces of water, and then we're gonna take the same 2 ounces of granulated sugar. All right, now we do want that water to be nice and hot, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn up the heat for a little bit before we mix in that sugar. Heating and stirring all in one, freaking fantastic. We do want to get a full ounce of lemon juice. These little tiny baby lemons might not be enough, but hopefully we're going to be able to get an ounce out of each one of these. So we're going to go ahead and measure this out. You can literally squeeze this just right into your jigger here, and this is not going to give us much lemon juice at all. These are baby lemons. So we may have to use a couple of these. 1 ounce of lemon juice. Now that syrup should be hot enough on its own here to go ahead and pour in that sugar. A little bit at a time. You just want to make sure this gets fully dissolved. That might be a little too hot. This thing gets up to 644 degrees Fahrenheit, so it cooks. You definitely don't want to roast this shit. So we are going to do 2 ounces of bourbon. I always choose bourbon for whiskey sours. You can use a rye if you do like a little more forward liquor. But this is going to hide in there really nicely. We're gonna do 2 ounces. House pour here is always 2 ounces. I go ahead and use a full egg white. If you have your egg whites already prepped, go ahead and use about 1 ounce. I think it ends up being about that. As you can see me crush this freaking, trying to get as much of that egg white in there as possible and absolutely none of the yolk whatsoever. On a different episode, I can show you what to do with these yolks. I like to cure them. Basically turns it into kind of a cheesy-like texture. You can use it in cooking and all kinds of other things. Definitely don't waste that puppy. We're gonna go ahead and snag 1 ounce of this, and that is it. Now the most important part, in my opinion, when you're using egg whites, you have to, not even my opinion, it is the most important part when you're using egg whites. You have to do a dry shake. A dry shake is gonna be a shake in your shaker with no ice whatsoever. It's important to go ahead and do a 10-15 second shake here, because this is what's gonna add a lot of air to your cocktail, which makes it froth at the end, which is the desired goal here with the egg white. One of the biggest aspects about shaking is looking cool while shaking. As you can see, I have not mastered that. Can we fast forward this? Is this fast forwarding right now? It's going super fast. All right, now that we've done that 10-15 second shake, we're gonna add a lot of ice. Don't be shy. Don't be shy, a lot of ice. The more ice you pack it out with and throw all over the ground, the better. Sorry, I gotta clean up as I go. And now you're gonna do another 10-15 second shake. A lot of bartenders hate making these cocktails because they do take a lot of time. It does make your arm a little tired. You do have to put some work into it. You probably aren't getting very good audio from me right now. That should be okay. If you ever have your shaker lock up, a solid point of contact right here, it's gonna release it for you. You wanna get all that goodness. All right, then you're gonna bust out your coupe. With a 2-1-1 ratio, I feel like your pour line ends up perfect every freaking time. As long as you shake it enough. If you don't shake it enough, it ends up being a very flat cocktail, but you're gonna watch this foam cap just develop right in front of your eyes. Last but not least, my absolute favorite part is the artistic part. You get to draw here a little bit. Angostura is gonna be the topper, Angostura bitters. I've gone ahead and put this into not only an atomizer, which is a little mister, but a dropper as well. This just allows you to draw and be a little more precise with your angle. My favorite design to do is to take the dropper and you can just put some nice little drops, little bullets in there. And then you're gonna take a little tool and you're just gonna drag it straight through and it creates little hearts. And then last but not least, you are obviously going to get expressed lemon peel. Express yourself, lemon peel. You do just want to get those oils right on top, just like you're doing an old fashioned. Get the lemon right around the edge there for the first sip. And then we're just gonna rest this right on top. If you can get it cornered, it's nice. If it falls in there, ain't no big deal. And there you have it. That's gonna be your whiskey sour with your egg whites. You can serve this over the rocks if you do like it on ice. A lot of people do. This is my preferred way to serve it. It's just a sexy looking cocktail this way. Nice foam top, extremely delicious, very well balanced. Tastes like a lemon head. I'm gonna teach you a little rendition of the whiskey sour that's just kind of nice. If you are a red wine drinker, it's just a nice little modification that adds a pretty cool element. So we're gonna start everything out the exact same way. The only real difference is the glass that we're gonna be serving it in. It's gonna be the rocks glass, just like this. It is gonna actually be on the rocks as well. We're still gonna use that egg white though. We've already got our simple syrup. We're gonna go ahead and do an ounce of that. 1 ounce of lemon juice. 2 ounces of bourbon. We're gonna go ahead and use bourbon again. And then let's extract that egg white, hopefully with a little more finesse. Not gonna happen. Okay, same situation, save that yolk. We're gonna use that later. We're gonna do that dry shake again. No ice, make sure you do lock the tin really nice because the pressure can pop the tin a little bit. So you really wanna hold on to that tin, make sure it does lock and get a nice 15-second shake. Now we're gonna get our ice shake, pack that puppy out. All right, and then we do want to ice out our cup as well. Everything the same so far, just the cup is different. Another 15-second shake. We're professionals here. Oh, I underestimated so much. So much. You do want to leave yourself a little more room than that. So I iced this out way too much, so we're gonna have a little side cocktail for somebody. Because you do want to leave yourself a little bit of room on top to add our secret ingredient to make this puppy a New York sour, and that's gonna be a nice red wine. When it comes to choosing the red wine that you're gonna float on top, honestly, that's just up to the user. Some people like a nice Pinot Noir. My preference is always going to be a more bold wine, Syrah, a Cabernet, something in that kind of family. So we're just gonna take an ounce of this into our jigger, and we're gonna use our bar spoon to just float this right on top. A little spillage, but that's all right. Creates a nice, pretty effect. And then we're just going to zest the lemon on top, and there you have it. It's gonna be your New York sour, guys. So it is nice because it does work in layers. You do get to enjoy more of the red wine flavor on top, and it does get to a traditional whiskey sour on the bottom. And that's gonna be it for the whiskey sours, guys. If you wanna do it without the egg whites, just remove the egg whites. 2-1-1 ratio is always safe. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how you guys like your whiskey sours. Go check out Nightcap. That's where we are actually having these drinks drank live by some of our guests. Matt Catalano, host of Nightcap. Thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you. Have a good day today.